Okay. Hi, everybody. So today I have Alisa and Mark Attwood here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about how it is to be oh, a clown. I knew this would go off the rails.
What's the problem?
Oh, dear. Well, we do
wearing,
want America to be great again.
I'm just wearing my mask. I'm a good boy.
Yeah, don't rob anybody.
Now I see it.
How does anybody wear this shit?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
2 minutes,
terrible.
1 minute. I feel.
Yeah, it's yucky.
Yeah.
It's really yucky. Anyway, and we're going to talk about how they're galactic travelers today. So they didn't know I was going to say that, but
That is exciting.
Yeah. So who wants to go first with the first question? I have actual questions for you guys.
Okay.
You want to go first, Alisa?
Well, I just want to say something. I just want to say how amazing your channel is, honey.
Oh, thank you.
I've been binge watching it this week, went in between things, and how amazing it is to meet Alisa, because as soon as I saw her, I was like, whoa. You know, the energy is just off the charts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You guys are both really big beings. So
well, I've been trying to lose some weight.
No, light-wise, light bodies, big light bodies. Okay. I know. I'm on a diet too. We'll see if it works. So, okay. So
you should join my course.
Huh?
I have a course called Maximize the Light in Your Cosmic Suit.
No, I don't like to eat meat.
You know.
Sorry.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. Okay.
I'm a meat eater. So.
Yeah, Alisa could do it.
She's 60 and she eats meat. Say no more. Rest my case.
Okay. All right. So
welcome to Can Honey Get a Word in Edgeways?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I have to have questions. Okay.
I'm a bit dizzy today. Sorry.
That's okay. You're giddy, which is good. That's good. So how long have you guys been aware? And you can decide who goes first, but how long have you been aware that you didn't really belong here? Like, as far as it seemed like a weird place to you, this planet Earth.
Ladies first.
Oh, well, mine was in 1991, which is also a 10-10. I was 27 years old, and I had gotten up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I have to pass by a mirror to get to the toilet. And as I passed by that mirror, something caught my eye, and I turned around and looked back in the mirror, and I was perfect. I mean, I was asymmetrical, perfect. And I was just in awe of this because I was perfect. And I looked down on the sink and I seen that there was a golden ticket. And then all of a sudden I was in this rush. I had to go, got to get ready, got to go. And as soon as I picked up or touched the ticket, I was taken to this place. I don't even want to call it a place, but it was so massive and so big. There was no ceilings and no walls. And there wasn't a floor, but it looked like it was mist everywhere. And I was in the middle of these people that, as far as the eye could see, in every direction, you could see people and beings, not just human looking, but just as far as the eye could see in every direction. And we're talking, but we're not using our mouths. We're talking with our minds, and everybody is aware that we're there because we were called for Gaia, but we're like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden we heard these loud trumpets, deep, loud trumpets. And then this light came into place. And as soon as this light came into place, I said, God, and everybody dropped to their knees. Everybody went down to their knees. And then that was it. I was back in my home, in my bathroom. But I knew that I was called to help Gaia. And that was part of my mission. That's the reason why we were all there. And like I said, there was just oceans of people, just as far as the eye can see, and beings. And we're all called there for the same reason. And I think that has a lot to do with the 3 waves that were sent here. But that's whenever I knew that I didn't belong here, that I was sent here. and that I had a mission, and ever since then, there's just been oddities that's happened in my life. So what about you, Mark?
Well, I look in the mirror and I go, oh, he's perfect. But that's just a side story, really. I don't. I'm joking. I don't. I actually go, oh, I've got crooked teeth, bags under my eyes, and going bald, all that shit. But hope the med beds are real. So, well, as soon as I arrived, as soon as I was born, I knew something was weird about me because I was talking to dead people, and these demons kept trying to recruit me that's like my earliest memory. And they were like, I don't often say this, but this is exactly what they said. They said, you're really powerful. We want you to come onto our side. And they just came at me all night, every night for, this was like 1970. I remember the year because it was 1973. And the reason I remember that is because in the UK, there was a 3-day week and there was a big strike, and there was only electricity for 3 days a week. So my mum used to bring in these little candles into the room. And I remember sitting up in bed, and the candle was this side, the wall was this side. So there was a shadow here, like a normal shadow. And I remember sitting up and down in bed, and there was this, but there was also a shadow on the other side of the room, and it had horns on. And I was doing this, going, what the fuck? What's this? And I remember all of that. So yeah, I knew I never fitted in at school. I was naughty. I was really naughty. My nickname in secondary school was Trouble. And then I manifest unbelievable things. I've had a ridiculous career, and I've everything I wanted to do, I've done it, and found it pretty easy. And that made me very cocky, which annoyed a lot of people. But I've always known that I didn't fit in. And when this thing happened, I knew it was so powerful. I knew, I was like, it's here. Mm-hmm. And I just knew what it was. And buzzing up here. Yeah, I don't know does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you guys both have all these UFO experiences. So I want to talk about those a little bit. So just kind of like, when did you first have your first UFO experience, and what is your most fabulous UFO experience?
Is it still ladies first?
Well, I'll go first if you like.
You go right ahead, Mark. I want to hear what you got to say, my brother.
Okay. I love the way you talk. You go right ahead. I want to hear what you can say, my brother. I'd love to be able to talk like that. That's right, sister. You crack it all. I don't remember the first UFO experience, actually. It's just sort of always been there. I mean, I've always seen white lights, right? White lights. I've always looked up. One of my favorite memories as a kid is being carried down the street by my dad at night, and I just remembered the stars, and it's just his face and then the stars, and it's just one of my favorite memories. So I've looked up every single day of my life, I think, and because I look up, I say because I look up. Some people don't see them, but I've always seen these strange lights, and I've always seen phenomenal, because I was a pilot as well, so I know what the difference between what's supposed to be here and what is beyond that. So I've always seen them, literally thousands of them. In the last year, the most amazing experiences, three really amazing experiences in the last year. One was like, I think it was last summer, I was looking out this window, and it was like I was looking at the Death Star in the sky. It was like a great big ball.
Yeah.
And it had, and I was like, that's not the moon. And I was like, and my friend Helen, who unfortunately passed away in the new year, she had a house about an hour away from here, and I made a film with her where there were all these elementals. Every evening, the elementals came out, mm-hmm. and they were amazing, and the ships came out. And I rang her and told her about this ship, and she could see it as well. an hour down the road. So I had the other amazing one was I was in the garden of my neighbors over there one night, about 11 o'clock at night. And this white light was coming towards us, and it was quite a cloudy sky. And I was like, because I mean, you know, I've got a radar beep, 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 beep for it. And I was like, quick, come and look at this. And it was a white light. And I thought, that's moving really strangely. And it was moving in a very, very different way. And it was a giant flying thing with huge wings and a big tail. And I was like, the best way I could describe it is that looks like a dragon or a phoenix. And it flew right over our heads silently, but it was made of light.
Wow.
It was dark. Right? So this thing was white. So it's not a UFO. Well, it is a UFO because it was flying and I didn't identify it. So that is a UFO. But the best one, and the thing that's kept me grounded through all of this is I've told this before on my channel, but I'll tell it again. I got an email from somebody who said they know that you look up every night. As soon as I read that line, I was like, okay, I'm listening to this. And she said, next time you go out, connect with a star and then telepathically start communicating with it. So I felt a bit of an idiot, but I did it. And I stood outside, and what happened was there was this flash to the right, and then I heard, it's weird, this telepathy, because you don't actually hear the words, you just sort of know what they've said, isn't it? It's a bit, yeah. Because I've always been waiting for the words to come in, but you just know something. Mm-hmm. And what I heard was, did you see that? And I said, yeah. And then there was another flash. Did you see that? Yeah. And then it said, are you scared? And I said, no. And then it said, watch this. And this light just popped up. And it came along really slowly like this. And it was a beautiful, wow. It's a white that you can't explain. It's not like the white from a car headlight, or it's just an incredible white that isn't white. It's hard for me to explain. There's no words for it. It was coming along like this. And then the sky lit up. And then I did do a drawing of this, but I don't know where it is. And it was a huge triangle with rounded edges like this. And it had a black line on the inside of it, and then it was kind of a burnt orange color, and it had hieroglyphics, black hieroglyphics all over it. And I was just like, and then it Star Trek's off like that.
Nice.
I was like,
wow.
I was like,
wow.
Where's my camera? Did anybody see that?
That's fantastic.
And I went and woke my son up. I said, come and look. He went, oh God, not another UFO. God, I'm going back to bed. I was like, come on, nobody gets excited. I get so excited when I see them.
I do too.
And especially when I've got witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they still can't compute it. It's really funny. Some people can see them with you, and then they just sort of forget that they've seen them.
Yeah.
And it's
not meant.
It's really interesting because this town I'm in was the headquarters of the Irish UFO Society until about 12 years ago, because there was an amazing woman here called Betty Mailer, and she was out on the lake with the divining rods looking for portals. This is 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. There was a UFO crash here, known as Islands Roswell. I can see the hills from my back window. Oh. This town's been calling me since 1995. Very, very strange.
Wow.
Very, very, very strange how I ended up here. There was an actual crash there in 96. There's 5 guys in town who are in their 70s who all had a close encounter of the third kind about 50 years ago, but they won't talk about it anymore. So I'm in a real hotspot, and it's a real privilege, and it's amazing, and they're real, folks.
Yes,
right. That's right. I second that.
That's right, sister.
That's great. I love it. Well, that's where you're from, so.
Yeah.
Have you got news for me?
No, not yet.
I've had loads of people telling me stuff over the last 18 months, and I'm like, okay.
I have some news, maybe. Okay.
Cool.
Go ahead, Alisa.
I think that's awesome that you are in a UFO hotspot, Mark. I'm telling you, that must be, wonderful. I can say that, that I'm in my own little UFO hotspot is because I do see them, and I don't always have my camera, but I do relate with what Mark is saying, that, that they'll ask you questions to make sure that you are, acknowledging certain things. But My first one is the one I was telling you about yesterday, honey. It was like I was like 2 or 3 years old, and all I can remember is that I was coming down from the sky, and I was put into a little pasture in front of my house, and I didn't want to go, and they had told me, that if I stayed and go, they'd give me a little pink bike or something. But I didn't want it, and they were walking me towards my house, and I could see my mother, and my mother can see me, but apparently she can't see these people that are with me, and that's all I can remember. But I do remember I was being brought down,
Mhm.
and I was 12 years old, and I was out playing marbles with my friends, and it was getting late because if my daddy whistled, that was the alarm. You better come and running. If you didn't hear it, then that's on you. But I was running back towards the house, and there was this right over our house. There was this oval thing. It looked like an egg, except it was a little bit more equal on both sides, and it was pitch black, and it had like an eclipse, a light that was on the outside of it. And I don't know if it was a ship, but it looked either like a hole or a ship. And as I got closer to the house, it kind of like closed in on itself, like it just got smaller and smaller and smaller until it was nothing. And I didn't know what that was. I was only 12 years old. I remember telling my mother about it, and she told me, she says, I told you about staying outside and not drinking water. I said, okay. That was her excuse. But here recently, my favorite one is the fact that I was sitting in my office, and I got this feeling to go outside. So I went outside, and I seen this couple, this man and this woman, that was standing more in the corner of my yard in the back. And I didn't seem to be surprised or anything, but they had just told me to come. So I went towards them, and she had brown hair and brown eyes, and he had black hair and blue eyes. And they were probably in their mid-20s, no more than 30, but they were perfectly beautiful, beautiful people. And they had wanted me to come with them. And the gentleman, he turned around and he touched the air. And whenever he touched the air, a door opened up, and I could see that it was a craft. And they had asked me to go with them, that they needed to talk to me. And I was all excited. Oh, yeah. I wasn't even scared of these people or nothing. It was just amazing. And then I got into this craft with them, and the gentleman was in the front. I guess he was the one that was driving or steering it. And the lady was sitting next to me. And I remember seeing or looking downwards, because when I got in it, I couldn't see anything. It was just like white walls. Okay. And then as we started going up, I can see my yard, my house. And then it kept getting up higher and higher. And I'm looking at the lady, and whatever area that I'm looking at, I can see out of it. But if I'm not looking at that area, I can't see out of it. So I guess it was just focused on my eyes to give me a way I can look out. And we went straight up, and really fast too. And the lady sitting next to me, she was like, "Are you going to be all right?" I said, "Yes, I've been waiting for this. I'm going to be fine." And then the ship just kind of, I don't want to say it turned, but to me, it kind of looked like it turned, but it just shot, and I could see Gaia and everything else, and it shot towards this mothership. And we went inside of this here hangar that opened up that allowed us to come into it. And we went down very easily and landed on the pad. And as I got out of this vehicle, I am looking at this hangar. It's just all kinds of different sizes of ships, large ones, medium ones, and small ones, like the one I was in. And I was just flabbergasted by all these ships. And I'm like, this is so awesome. And they're telling me, to come on. And I was just fascinated with all those ships. And they're still trying to come on. And so we go down this long corridor. And then when we get to the end of this corridor, we take a right, and there's this elevator shuttle like thing, because we just got on this thing, and it just whoop, took us automatically straight up, and I couldn't even hear anything. It was very, very silent. And whenever we got off of that, there was another long corridor, very, very wide corridor, something like you would see at a hospital. And I could see that it was open at the end. And I was going towards it. And as I got down towards where I could see, there's like these giant bay windows, and I could see Gaia now. And I go running up to these windows, and I'm seeing Gaia from space, and I get emotional. I was like, I've been waiting so long for this. And then they were telling me, well, come on, we're going to take you to your quarters. And I'm like, what quarters? They said, we're going to take you to your quarters. So they went back on the elevator thing, and we went up a lot further. And whenever we come off of that, we went down another corridor. But this corridor, it was really, really long, but there was like door panels on it, but there was no handles or anything like this here on these panels. And then we got down at the end of this corridor is where my quarters was. And this lady had asked me to touch the door. And I was like, why? She said, just touch the door. And whenever I placed my hand on the door automatically opened. It was just for me, I'm assuming. And then whenever I got in, I can see that there was these beings like us and these other beings not like us that were there waiting for me. And I was like, what is going on? And they were telling me that that I was called to come here, and that I was a node for Gaia to bring in energy to help raise the vibration of the planet. And that was my mission, and to go on and do the humanitarian projects and build these houses. And I knew there was a reason why I built houses for so long. So I guess it's going to come in handy to give me some on-hand experience. But they were telling me that's why I'm here, and that I would be called back and they would give me more information. And then the next thing you know, I'm back here, and I don't remember getting back here. But I thought that was fascinating, because I have racked my brains in trying to put faces and shapes to the beings that was in my quarters whenever I got there, because it wasn't just humans. There were some beings there, and it keeps blocking me. It won't let me look at them, and I don't know why. I mean, apparently they're my friends. So, but that was my favorite one. I thought that was fascinating. So I do. I'm waiting for more.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a big experience. Yeah,
Yes. Yes, it was.
really
Yes, it
big.
is. Yeah.
It's huge. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So as far as I understand it, dimensions 1 to 3 is Earth. Dimensions 4 to 5 and 6 is Terra. 7, 8, and 9 is Gaia. Is that right?
Well, I think of Gaia as a nickname for her, because her real name is Tara. It's like, how would you like people to change your mother's name? And but I've gotten used to saying Gaia because everybody's using that nowadays. But yes, it is a higher type of in the dimensional thing. Like wherever you are, you have like a different name for her.
Yeah.
So, but I am used to in my heart, I guess it's more Tara, is because of the 6th dimension. And that's where I was at whenever I was called to do this. So I was in the 6th dimension. I got called to God, told us what we're going to do, and then I got shot down into this body here. So
Cool.
Well, born. I didn't get shot down into this body. I was born, people. Okay.
Right.
I'm not a walk-in.
Not a walk-in. So, do you want to ask me about Val Thor?
Yeah. I mean, he keeps cropping up.
Yeah. I know I ordered that book. I thought that was fabulous.
Working my way through them now.
Yeah. So I asked about it, and I got that you guys are in the same soul tribe, basically. So you and Val Thor. I didn't get that you were like necessarily his child, but I did get that you were mentored by him. So you travel together, and he's your mentor, and he's the one that helped you come in to this life.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I as I've said on my channel, I take everything with a little bit of a pinch of salt, but I have to say that that name, I've known about him for a very long time, and I've always been drawn to that, but then I kind of got pushed away from it for quite a long time. And it was
Might not have been time.
Well, that's what I've come to realize. This whole lifetime is an initiation process, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And when I look back on my life now, I can see how I was just being, right, you go here for a bit, now you go here for a bit, and you go, and it's like being in a video game when you pick up skills so that when you come to the big fight, you've got all the right armory.
That's right. I'm a gamer. I understand that.
Yeah.
So you're ready to know is what I'm getting. Like you're ready to know why. So that'll start coming in for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Ooh. I love this superpower. It's
right.
That's
you know,
right.
just it's amazing.
Mhm.
And that's why we have to do what we're doing, because you can't not do it.
Right.
I agree, my brother.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's
And
why
it's
we're here. We're kind of coming online now, is what it feels like, you know,
Yeah.
like really coming online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that,
Yeah.
honey.
You're welcome.
Thank you, honey.
I know. That's why I used Kara for a long time.
I can't resist the. I've been racking my brains for
like,
honey
I
jokes, and I'm like, I can't do that one.
There's
Can't do
so
that
many. I know. I had Alisa save this conversation for this show. And what we're going to do is she's going to tell us how the planets formed in this area. So I want to hear that story because it's amazing about the sun. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody is very aware that there's different size stars, you know, different color stars and stuff like this here. So if you can picture in your mind our star that we have now, it's sitting over here by itself, and the only planet that is with it is Mercury. Okay. And off in the distance, there is 4 brown dwarfs. Okay. And these 4 brown dwarfs were just in their own little cluster. They stayed in their own little section. They were together, these 4 brown dwarfs. And whenever they came in close proximity to the sun that we have now, it's kind of like 2 bubbles. Whenever these 2 bubbles hit, it causes a charge reaction because the stronger sun will suck the energy out of the weaker star. Okay. And whenever this here happened, whenever these 4 brown dwarfs came in close proximity to our sun, the sun was so powerful that it drew the energy off of them and changed them from being a brown dwarf into the planets of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Those were 4 brown dwarfs, okay, that got transformed into a planet because that energy was siphoned off of it into what is our sun now. And in the process of doing this, I can only attest for mostly Saturn, but all planets have the same degree as their planet star, okay, their parent star. And Earth, Venus, and Mars also have the same degree as Saturn, okay, because we belonged to Saturn. Okay, now whenever Saturn was a brown dwarf, there you have to be closer to the star in order to receive the heat. Okay, so you are literally within its aura. You're so much closer to it than we are here with 93 million miles. But because you're inside of its aura and it's a brown dwarf, it gives off a red glow. Okay, now on Earth at that time, you didn't have night or day. Okay, it was just like purple all the time, lavender, because you're inside this aura. Okay, and Earth was there and Mars was there. Okay, Venus hadn't come about yet, but whenever Saturn's brown dwarf came in close proximity to the sun, it sucked its charge out of it, causing it to turn into a planet, and then the planets within it gets thrown out and gets thrown away because the planet starts spinning really, really fast. Okay, and then you get lightning charges, storms, face storms. And because Saturn got so upset about this disruption of different charges coming at each other, she actually spit out then Venus. Venus was just birthed, spit right out. And she went flying across the solar system. And there is proof of this with the Mayans and Sumerians that speak of this here whenever Venus was going across the sky as a comet. She still does have a tail, but she also spins backwards. Okay. But she was literally birthed in the action of all of this electrical storm that was going on. And all the other Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all did the same thing. They got so aggravated and so upset, they started spitting out all these little planets that we see now that goes around them. Okay. It purposely made these things because they were spat out from all the discharge that was happening. And in the process of this, everybody eventually settles into where they are now, but Earth migrated down towards where we are now, because now we're locked onto this here, and those got turned into planets themselves. And Mars was highly damaged. It was actually a planet next to Earth in the same brown dwarf. There was two planets. One was Mars and one was Earth. But in the process of this, Mars got destroyed. So, and I don't want to say that it's like it is now, because it did get beams and stuff on it that did a lot more damage to it, but it was more scarred than, say, Earth was. And the trench that's on Mars and the Grand Canyon here that is on Earth, both of those scars were made by lightning, people. We're talking lightning on a scale you have never imagined. But that's pretty much how our solar system came into play, is because these four brown dwarfs came in close proximity to this sun. So, and this sun called them. It was like it was magnetized. It was pulling them to them for a reason, to make all of this happen, to where we are today. Oh.
Go ahead, Mark.
You know, when you mentioned the purple, yeah,
It's
I
called
got
Purple
this.
Dawn.
Yeah, well, look at this. I got this picture sent to me about an hour ago from southern Sweden yesterday. Can you see that?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that already. Yeah, I've seen that
Oh,
this
you've seen it
morning. I
already?
put it on the board.
Mhm.
Oh, God. All I can see is my bloody window.
Yeah.
Too much. Anyway, yeah, that is amazing.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. You said that the sun was 93 million miles away. Do you think it is?
No, I think
Oh,
they're
okay.
liars.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, good.
going by what people
Yeah.
are familiar with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, everything is a lot closer.
Yeah.
And the planets are a lot closer than we're being told. Because the Egyptians and the Sumerians and the Mayans spoke of whenever they could see Mars and Saturn and Venus all in the sky in close proximity. Now, if you could see Saturn that close, how close does it actually have to be, you know? So they're all closer than we think. It's just that whenever they put the dome up, they made sure that everything looks so much further away, you
Well,
know?
I'm interested in also Saturn was known as the Black Sun at some point, wasn't it? What do
Yes.
you know about that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that when it
Well,
was
that
really
didn't
close?
happen until after this, whenever she turned into Saturn. From the brown dwarf, she was taken and captured. And the reason why she was taken and captured is because of the rings that we see around her. That causes a lot of friction and a lot of energy that you can harness. And they never allowed it to have time to reform itself, and it can't because it's spinning too fast. And they use that extra energy to shoot a charge, or should I say a frequency, at Earth to cause disruption and be able to control it, because it is taken over by these dark beings, which is, you know, the dark Saturn group.
Yeah, because David Icke says that those rings are basically transmitting via the moon, the matrix here that
Yeah.
keeps
It's like a
track.
record player,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. For the
So-
young children, a record player was a piece of plastic. You stuck a needle on it and it made noises.
Right.
I didn't think about that, Mark. Thank you.
They're like, "What's a record player?"
Oh, that's funny. So I was going to ask you something and now I can't remember what it was, but so I have a question for you, Mark. So you're on this amazing track lately you have these great people that you're interviewing, some like Michael Freely and Abby Wynn. And it's just kind of, in that book, I was like, I have to buy the book now. But what's going on with you? Like, it just seems like you're on this amazing track of beautiful people that you're bringing to your channel.
Yes.
Well, it's frequency matching, you know, and everything's happening at the right time. I don't seek it out. It's just, everything's just flowing, and, you know, the right people are coming at the right time, and I'm just going with my gut, and really enjoying it. And, you know, when I first started the channel, there was like a bunch of people that all sort of popped up at the same time, and it was it felt like everybody was doing the rounds, you know. It's like, oh, you see that? I mean, recently there's been Ishmael Perez. He's been on like every channel all in a week, you know, and it's
Right.
and I've kind of thought, I kind of sat down after the first 4 months of doing this and went, okay, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? I had a really good conversation with myself, and I was like, look, I'm not really interested in intel, right? That was being chased by people that wanted big, they were chasing the numbers, the subscribers and the money. There was a lot of that. I saw a lot of that go on. I still do. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for something else. And I was doing the poetry. Have you seen my poems, Alisa?
No, not yet.
What?
Not yet, my friend. I'm sorry.
How dare you come on a show with me without seeing my poems?
She has a poem. We're going to introduce her poem today. So Alisa has a poem. Yeah.
Cool. Well, it doesn't surprise me she's a poet, because you talk lyrically. Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, thank you.
You've got music in your voice.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
I've got loads of chat-up lines.
You got what?
I got loads of chat-up lines.
Oh.
Where was I?
But I didn't know you did poetry, Mark. That's the reason why I hadn't looked at any of it. I did not know you did that. I apologize.
Well, that's okay. I'll forgive you.
I shall educate myself.
Well, you know, all this poetry was coming out, and then I was just like, well, you know, what am I doing this for? And it just became, I mean, originally the show was called Adventures in a Meat Suit, because we are ghosts in meat. I'd heard this thing, we are ghosts in meat suit. I thought that was quite funny. And I thought that's what this life is. It's an adventure in a meat suit. And then after I had this word with myself, I realized that it was a cosmic suit. And then my show just became more cosmic. And I'm just following my nose, really. So thank you for saying those things, but it's, you know, it's down to the guests as well. And I'm really enjoying being a broadcaster. So I'm just taking on some premises. I'm going to build a studio.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I just want to get better at it, you know. And I want to make more.
You are
movies.
good at it. You're very good at it.
Thank you, But it's just, I like, you know, can't shut me up.
You're a talker.
You're
That's
supposed to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. I am a talker.
And
I'm a teacher. I've got online courses. I've been doing online courses for years, and it's my favorite thing. You know, standing up in front of a room full of people is my favorite thing. So that's why I'm doing it.
That's good. It was my least favorite thing, but I'm glad that
never bothered me.
Yeah, I always hated it, and I was like getting pushed, you know, go, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it, you know. But
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go on YouTube and talk about this stuff. I'd been talking about this stuff on Facebook for about 10 years and lost a lot of friends. But YouTube, I was worried about doing it because I've got a digital marketing agency, and I thought if I go online and start talking about UFOs, the New World Order, and Satanism, then they might not employ me anymore. So I was a bit worried, but it was, I can say with my hand on my heart that God basically pushed me in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And I just pulled over on a road trip with my son, and I gave him my phone. I said, all right, just point this at me. I've got to talk to the camera. He's like, what for? I said, just do it. So he just held it up, and I did 20 minutes to camera, uploaded it to my channel, and that's that.
Beautiful.
And I think I've done.
Honey's the one that's been pushing me out.
Have you got a channel, Lisa?
Oh, well, I do have a little bitty channel, but it's just got UFO videos on it. And I have about 12 of them. They're nothing spectacular, people, but they are interesting. But Honey has encouraged me to, you know, help it grow.
Yeah.
I did, before all of this, I had done 5 years worth of UFO research. And I had talked to many people all over the world about UFOs and the cabal and Illuminati and stuff. But whenever it came to the dome and the stuff like that, I tested the waters, and people weren't ready to hear it, I guess. Nice. And then I finally asked God to put somebody in front of me that has seen what I seen. And sure enough, there was Honey's video, but I was looking at her friend Julian, and I was like, she looks familiar. Let's see what my sister's got to say. So then I started watching the video, and Julian was asking the questions and Honey was answering. And then Honey put up her picture of what she's seen as Gaia. I said, I'll be damned. There it is. I had been waiting for somebody to have seen what I have seen. So I contacted her, and the rest is history. She's been wonderful to me to help me get out here to tell people what information that I do have and the experiences that I've had. So I'm very thankful, Honey. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's so important. I feel like the message is the most important thing. Like
It is.
right now. Yeah, that's all that matters, really.
That's all that matters. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and we're, it's a time of collaboration,
Mhm.
and it's a wonderful thing. You know, there's collaborations all across the planet where everybody doing this is like a point of light
Yes.
around the world, and that's how I've seen it from the beginning.
And I love the diversity too, Mark, you know, because
Yeah.
if everybody was the same, life would be boring.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, it's going to be very communal. And so we're kind of like learning how to do that, I think. But
Yeah.
I grew up in a commune as a kid, hippie commune, and it was so dysfunctional, like horribly. But it did teach me the fact of the just being communal. And that part of it was really beautiful, even though it was a mess. So,
yeah, I'd love it to be communal, but without the mess bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Without the mess.
exactly.
Yeah. Definitely. So I want to talk about the North Pole a little bit. Yeah. And the magnetism of Gaia.
Yes.
So I just wanted to talk to Alisa and just get her take on it, because she said something really beautiful about that. And I think that we're all kind of guided, and, you know, we're all guided towards the North Pole. So what is the North Pole?
Well, the first three letters. MAG, magnetism.
Yes.
It's all there.
That's right. That's right. Well, at the top of it, where her it's a toroidal field, so you know that there is a cone, you know, that goes down, and that goes down into, you know, the center of herself. But it's very powerful because it draws things in. It's very magnetic, and all the land masses that are on top of Gaia that is surrounding this hole, you know, our dome sits off on the side of it. I mean, it shows you how big it actually is. But because it is so close to that toroidal field hole, and the dome is there too, the frequencies that's being shoot on the inside of the dome is contradicting and clashing with the frequency that's on outside of the dome from Gaia herself. And therefore, that causes what we see as the aurora lights. Okay, those are actually frequencies that are making the dome to traps us, and people don't even realize that they are oohing and ahhing at frequencies, at the colored frequencies that they can see, but those are the frequencies that trap us.
Have you ever seen
pretty.
Have you ever seen them in person?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
I went to North Sweden and on a honeymoon, and went on a snow ski thing and saw they're amazing.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. I do agree. They are very, very breathtakingly beautiful. It's just that people don't realize that that is actually what is reflecting off of the dome of the frequency that they're shooting up at it. And I mean, they've been putting it in front of our face the entire time, you know, just like the ice wall that's inside the dome. You know, they told us that Gaia is 25,000 miles around, right? That's everybody knows that, right? Well, no, the ice wall is 25 to 30,000 miles around. And it's just fascinating how they put that right in our face and none of us even realized it. So I find that very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yes.
I'd love to see that hole.
We will.
Yeah.
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 We'll get our chance.
We will.
We'll get our chance.
Woo. I think we're on an adventure now. It's going to get bigger and bigger.
I was saying that.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying that to my kids in the car, and I was trying to tell my daughter stuff, and she just thinks I'm nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my ET friends give me information the other night that I actually put on the board as in my local news report, which is now the Ice Wall Journal. And like I said, that I know that it's about 30,000 miles all the way around, but we have successfully brought down 9,000 miles of that ice wall in different places. And I was just ecstatic. And because whenever my ET friends are around me, I get such a rush of wonderful, good feelings that I get really giggly and I can't stop laughing sometimes because it feels that good. But I was ecstatic that they actually let me see that that I was able to give that information out to my brothers and sisters. So we're getting close, guys. We got about 21,000 more miles of this wall to bring down, but the energy that y'all are helping to produce is what is actually bringing it down, and I'm very proud of that. Proud of everybody.
So you're saying the whole diameter of this place we think of Earth is only 30,000 miles?
Yeah, in the dome, from one point of the dome all the way around is about 30,000 miles. That's what we're entrapped inside of.
That's crazy. So
It is crazy, isn't it?
And yet, and the other week you said you cracked the dome.
Yes. On the 9th, on June 9th, I got woken up in the middle of the night. It was early morning, and I was told to just get up. And I said, okay. That's all the thing I had to say. That's the only thing I could say. And as soon as I stood up, I was gone. And the God source, it comes down through my head, and it runs through my body and comes out my tailbone, and it goes into Gaia, and then it keeps going until it locks to her core. And then she answers back by putting the same light going back up. So I have two streams, one's coming down and one's going up. And it's very, very powerful. And as it's doing its thing, this particular time, it got stronger and stronger. And I can come out and I can see my brothers and sisters coming online doing the same thing that I'm doing. And but it gets so massive that now I'm inside this light, and I can actually see vibration. Even though I'm in completely whiteness, I can see this vibration, and it's so powerful. And then all of a sudden I start hearing these cracks. I mean, they were on a scale that I can't even put into words, but they were so massive that I wanted to cover my ears, and because it was hurting my ears. And it got to a peak that I just thought my ears was going to bust. And then it started, normally it's over, but this time it started dimming itself down. And as it was dimming down, I can see, Gaia, but I can also, we were all focused and looking at the dome, and we can all see that we cracked it. And I was just overwhelmed with joy. I'm like, we did it. We did it. I didn't even know that's what I was going to do that night, but we did it. We did it. And then I got to come back and be able to let Honey and our brothers and sisters know that that was accomplished. And I am told that it's just a domino effect after that. It cannot be repaired. They cannot fix it. And several of the machines, supposedly machines that they're using that helps generate this frequency for the dome, has been taken down. And so it's a domino effect. It can't be fixed. They can't continue this here facade. And inner ice wall is coming down as well. And I'm betting money, Mark, it's going to be a ship that's going to see it first. Somebody out there in the ocean is going to see that shit first. So
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I got a truth bumps when you said that. I might go and book a cruise to Antarctica.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I feel like up there in Finland and stuff, they'll see it really quickly. Yeah. And down in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on the edge of the continents, on the bottom of the continents, those are actually closer to the wall, the ice wall. So I speculate that the people on the bottom of the continents will see it first. And Australia is one of them. So, So I told Scott he better have out his binoculars and his camera.
Right.
He said he would.
So fun. So what do you guys want to see for humanity? What do you want to see happen?
I already see heaven on earth. I already see it. So,
well, I see just this. It's like a load of colors that I can't explain, and it's huge, and it's and we live. We communicate properly. We understand each other from the heart rather than the head. We're all abundant beyond belief. We can manifest anything. We've got all these superpowers back online, and I dreamt. All of my dreams when I was a kid was about flying. All of them. As soon as it was, and that's why I became a pilot. It was the first I could fly before I could drive. I was just obsessed with flying, and that was that was supposed to be my career, but. And I always wondered where that came from, but I know now. I understand it.
Yeah.
And it's
And they'll
and it's
all be reactivated. All of it will be reactivated in us, especially the ones that were called, because we do have missions. But the other ones that are here that doesn't become active like us doesn't mean that they don't have it. It just means that we are the ones that's going to help them activate it. So
yeah, I get that. I've had that feeling for a long time. Excuse me. It's a beautiful place. I mean, this place never made sense to me, ever. None of it none of it made sense. You know, I studied economics. I couldn't understand a word of it. It was
Wow.
like the whole financial system is just ridiculous, isn't it? You know, and once you unsee it, you can't go back. You know, and it's just everything I look at, the education system, the medical system, the media, everything. It's just nonsense, right? And you can't say it to people because they're like, what's he talking about? I mean, around here, I do get described. People do describe me as either the nutter or the UFO guy, or sometimes the poet, if they like me. But that's okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
You're a galactic
because
traveler.
and I'm saying it all the time. I'm saying, look, I'm coming, and it's all going to be fine. What I
Mm-hmm.
want, all I've wanted to do is save as many people as I can on the way.
Absolutely.
Because the transition has not been easy,
Right.
has it? You know, a
No,
lot
it
of people,
hasn't.
you know, mental health, the illnesses, everything. That's been the hardest part of it. But you know, I know that I've done quite a good job with quite a few people, and I'm very happy with that. And I feel like I've redeemed myself for all the crazy shit I did when I was a kid.
I hear you. I hear you. But I know that a lot of people speak very highly of you, Mark.
Really?
And that's a compliment, my friend. That's a wonderful compliment. You know, because I'm just like you were binge watching Honey Show to, I guess, you know, learn some things and get caught up here. I did some binge watching on you too.
You missed the poetry though.
Huh?
You missed the poetry though.
Yes, I did. I apologize on that. But and just people with their remarks, you know, like, what do you think of Mark? I said, no, I haven't spoke to him yet. And they're like, oh, he's such a wonderful guy. He's so great. He's down to earth. He's a comedian, blah, blah, blah. He's got a lot of smarts about him and he knows how to control the room. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can already tell that. Very highly of you, my friend.
Well, that's very kind. I throughout this whole thing, I've had attacks and shills, and and you get nice compliments. I've literally just kind of tried to ignore all of them and just get on with the job because this is a journey, and we've got to be light. So it's an adventure, and spills. And that's the wonderful thing about being human, and that is the best thing about being in this incarnation, or whatever we want to call it as well.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really, really, really excited about discovering, seeing this through. That's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah,
Like
I can definitely tell and feel the momentum of everybody is picking up, and it's getting faster and it's getting more and more people are coming on board and waking up and everything else. And it's such a wonderful feeling. I just feel like I'm just so proud to be amongst my brothers and sisters, to be able to see it, experience it, and be a part of it, and to even help, wake up a few people. And all of us has had, different stressful lives, great lives, in different lives. But with mine, I'm no different than anybody else. I've had quite a few challenges in my life, but I do have a tendency to find a humor in it, to keep going forwards and not let it get me down, because I'm so focused on going forwards. And, you don't have to like me. It ain't your job to like me. And if you don't like the way I look, the way I talk, then you don't have to listen to me or talk to me. And I just keep going forwards. But I have taken a few people that's, with a nastiness and rudeness is here. And I told him, I said, thank God I wasn't put on this planet to please your ass, So, yeah. And I just keep going forward. So, and I do like to make people laugh. And that's why I really enjoyed watching your videos, Mark, because you have a wonderful sense of humor, my friend.
Well, thank you. I didn't know if it'd translate.
It translated with me, and I'm like, that's
Good.
how come people like you so much, is because you're so relatable and you have a sense of humor. So I thank you for that. I do.
Well, thank you. But I mean, what's the point of life without a sense of humor? God gave us a
I
sense of humor
agree.
for a
I
reason.
absolutely agree.
You
Yeah.
know,
So
I love it. I love laughter. It's the best thing there is.
I agree. I agree. And the people on the board seem to always compliment me about the fact of my humor. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's working. So let's keep going with it. It's because I'd
Yeah.
rather, help somebody laugh than to bring them down,
Yeah.
It
Yeah. And
raises
you're very,
consciousness too.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
You're both doing amazing stuff, and it's a real. What I love is I keep meeting new amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I
Brilliant.
agree.
It's perfect. Well, this has been fantastic. And I just
we're
want to say,
finishing. That was quick.
oh, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour. It has been an
Oh,
hour.
we didn't even get to do the poem.
Do you want to read the poem? Do you want to read it?
I'll tell you read a poem and then play one of mine. So, because I've already made them into videos.
Well, before you do mine, honey, I'd like to explain just a little bit before you do that.
Okay.
Okay. I have been experiencing what I call my soul wooing me. My male aspect has been wooing my female aspect. And I have been finding it just because I'm not a really girly girl. I've been finding it very, very fascinating, and just romantic is the best word to put it. So, and I just wanted everybody to understand before you put that poem out, why I wrote that is because my soul has been wooing me in the most wonderful ways. It's not sexual, people. It's romance.
It's
Okay?
romance.
Trying to soften me up and butter me up. So
It is. It's romance.
it's
And
romance.
I think that what it speaks to is what the masculine feminine relationship is going to be like in the future too. So it is going to be more romantic, and it's not going to be such a slam bam thank you ma'am experience. You're going to know that that's the person. So it's going to be a lot different. But
that's weird you say that, because I said that 2 years ago to somebody. I said, and the words just came out of my mouth. I don't know where they come from. I do now, but I just said that relationships are going to be completely different in the future.
Exactly.
You cannot think in those terms anymore. You've got to think in different ways. And I was like, I was right, because you just confirmed it.
That's right.
You were right, because you think about how long we're going to be alive. So we're going to live a really long time. I mean, at least 300-400 years. So if you think about that, that's going to be your partner, and you're going to recognize who that person is. So it's going to be a long life of kind of beautiful experiences with them. So you want to make sure you're not just like having oh, that was fun, let's get together, because you don't want to do that for 300 or 400 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah, but I'm going to put the video below.
Oh, you're not going to play? We're not going to hear the poem?
No, you can hear the poem. I'll play it. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if
this is Alisa's poem.
To my love, my dearest love, I am unable to perceive the shape of you, but yet I find you all around me. Your presence fills my being with love. You filled my world with beauty, and it humbles my heart. For you are everywhere, and everywhere I may go, but yet I'm unable to perceive the shape of you. I walk inside the love that surrounds me. It fills my lungs, graces my skin, but yet I'm unable to perceive the shape of you. You are the lover that leads me. You inspire my imagination. My dreams are the essence of you, and I am the dream that dreams. But yet I'm unable to perceive the shape of you. I feel you in all things, see you in all things, for you are hidden in my heart, inside my mind, beyond my dreams. The very love that gives my soul existence, but yet I'm unable to perceive the shape of you. You are my love, you are my lover, you are the companion to my heart. I sense you in my dreams, I feel you in my memories, but yet I'm unable to perceive the shape of you.
I am the love that you inspire. I love you. I am you.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was shocked that came out of me too.
Right. I know it's Sonny's show, but I'd really like it if I could see Alisa watch a poem of mine. Could you get one up? Because you were
Yeah,
in
yeah.
control.
Absolutely. Now I get a treat.
Because she's never seen any of my poems. I really want to show her this one.
So share
Okay.
the screen.
Share the screen, go to my channel, please, and then I'll
Yes.
direct you from there.
Okay.
This thing disappears.
This poem was written for you guys.
Aw.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Now I'm getting excited.
It's not that one though.
I see you. That not that one.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
just click on the channel and then we'll find
Yeah.
it.
It's being slow. It's
Oh, yeah.
happening though.
I forgot you had slow internet.
I do. I live in the middle of nowhere.
I like that rainbow you posted the other day.
Oh yeah. It's so
That was-
pretty.
That was beautiful.
Okay, come on.
This is like the internet in 1996.
Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
that? And you went and got a cup of
Memories.
coffee? Okay. Videos.
Have you got on playlists? Actually,
Oh, okay.
thanks, honey.
Sure.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Go down a bit to poetry. There's a bit further down.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I've done about 30 of these. I've kind of narrated the whole Great Awakening in poetry. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This is actually 4 minutes 44. I don't know where that 5's come from, but anyway. This might
YouTube.
not.
Okay, come on.
Come on, load.
Spinning wheel of death.
Yeah, here we go.
Is the volume up?
Can you hear it?
No,
Oh,
this might not work.
you're not talking yet.
I see you twinkling in the sky, shimmering in Van Gogh's eye, sparkling as the starseed you really are. You've come so far, born onto the facsimile earth, all memories erased. Not one iota of your talents, of the children you once raised.
I think this is too painful for the viewers to watch at this speed.
You never felt the same.
Okay.
Your friends and
That-
family.
That really is-
We'll send that to Alisa. I'll send that to Alisa.
Yeah. Well, I know
really-
where it's at
Oh, it's
now.
still playing. Here,
Oh,
something's
sorry,
happening.
I've screwed the end of the show up, guys. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Those you were dancing with.
There
All
we go. There we go. This was great. It was great though. Just great.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoyed this. And Mark, I will go check out your poetry, my friend.
Good. Yeah, well, I want to bring out a book called The Great. I mean, I've got a page somewhere where people can submit poetry about this time. I want to bring out a collection of poems called The Great Awakening in Verse. And I was going to publish it in April 2021, and I was like, no, this is still going on. This is going to take a bit longer.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about how long it's taking is we've actually changed how many people are going to make it through it. So it's really increased tremendously. I know that when I was in, I think like 2009 or whatever, we decided with my parents, it's like, oh, well, we have to move to Colorado because I knew we had to be in the mountains. And I think a lot of the stuff that Edgar Casey said was actually going to come true at that point. But we've switched timelines in such a massive way that
Yes.
that 300,000 has increased to a massive number, which I won't say because it's still increasing. But we are going to have a huge amount of people that go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
More people for the party. More people for the party.
Yes.
Or as Kermit would say, yay!
Yay. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you so much, Mark and Alisa, for coming. It was beautiful. Thank
Yes.
you.
One thing.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, you are everything you see, no exception. So be kind to it.
Oh, she's good. She's good.
She's good.